Hello, everyone. My name is. Sorry. Hello, everyone. This is the first time that I'm going to do it right here with YouTube. So my name is Jesus Guillen, and uh, I am an HIV long-term survivor for 36 years. um, I'm getting a little bit sentimental because it's the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020. Sadly, after 36 years with HIV, we still are fighting against stigma. There's a huge stigma still in regards to HIV. But one of the major things is now that many people with HIV, the survivors, we are the first generation growing older with HIV. It sounds easy to say, and it sounds like a wonderful thing. And it is in many ways. But after racism, homophobia, stigma, and many other problems, for the people that we are here, survivors, now we are encountering ageism. Ah, um, by the way, anyway, I guess I'm trying to have fun and smile, but and I am. I'm the first optimistic person. But once again, it's difficult to forget things that we have to fight for and to really keep striving for to eliminate this stigma of you. Do you know that if you go to many dating websites, there's still that question: is the only disease that still they ask you, will you date an HIV positive person? That's very difficult to hear. There's always likes and dislikes in so many things. We might like short, tall. We might prefer someone of our own religion, race, whatever. And that's not discrimination. It's a like or preference. We still might be missing in many of the things that we do, but it's at the same time the same thing as like a pansexual friend of mine told me, you're missing out because I feel like I'm like 98% gay and 2% straight or something. But but at the end, again, when you find that at this point on the history, if my viral load is undetectable, I cannot pass you the virus. There's a huge campaign in Ireland right now that says F um, HIV positive people. And many people took it wrong at the beginning, but what it means simply is it's okay. I cannot pass you the virus. And that's a wonderful thing. Many HIV positive people, we know it, our community knows it. But even in our gay community, many people don't notice. You equal you. Undetectable means untransmissible. Everybody should know this. It should be like in every news thing and everything saying this is a wonderful achievement. But it seems like we're forgotten. And that is the feeling of a lot, if I cannot say all of the HIV long-term survivors, um, that we feel forgotten, not acknowledged. Imagine that you're coming back from a war and nobody's there to say welcome, hello, or to help you get the things that you need to grow older with dignity. This is what is happening with many, many HIV long-term survivors. Many of us, when I learned that I was HIV in 1985, many of us, again, we thought, I might die tomorrow. The guy that passed the HIV to me, and again, it was my own consent to have sex with him. The guy, he died in 1986, 1 year later, and I'm still here. I don't know why. I cannot tell you exactly why. I'm very thankful. But what many people do and did is when you know that you may die tomorrow, is we were not prepared to grow older, neither economically, neither mentally. So is this a difficult thing? We don't want the throne or a special place at the table, but we want to be part of the meal at this table. Sadly, a lot of my community, my brothers and sisters, they do need help also in mental health issues because the PTSD, when you see people dying all the time around you, when you go to the hospital and you get so sick that you're almost close to dying, and then they pull you again and you're close to dying, and they pull you again and you're close to dying again. It's your body just acts automatically and is afraid, protecting itself. My conscious mind, I think nothing's wrong. I can have a good life. Well, I live with chronic pain. Um, but I'm alive and I can do many things, and I'm doing many things. But my subconscious mind does not know that. For a long time, and I will be going to bed, and every night I will have the same nightmare. It's dark. I cannot turn on the light. I cannot turn on the light. I cannot turn on the light. So every time before I go to bed, my anxiety starts to get really high and acting up. And I'm thankful for my high metabolism because I eat a lot. But it's very difficult to close my eyes. I am the founder of the HIV long-term survivors group in social media. You can find us in Facebook and Instagram and all these things under HIV long-term survivors. And one of the things that most of the people said always, on top of all the difficult things of having housing and food and friends and everything, because there is a huge problem of isolation and loneliness, is the feeling or the word that they feel forgotten, not acknowledged. By now in USA, 50% of the population with HIV is over 50 years old. In San Francisco, 70%. And in reality, almost all the agencies or most of the agencies and organizations haven't adapted to these new demographics. We don't talk anymore about the HIV or AIDS industry, but it is there and exists. There's a huge campaign right now about ending the epidemic. But like somebody says, the epidemic will never end as soon as there's one person living with HIV. On the project and agency and all these things that is called Getting to Zero, it's already known that yes, we are having less infections. But stigma is still there, very high. We still don't know again if we go out with someone, if they will accept us with our HIV, even if I say cannot pass you the virus because I'm undetectable. You still see those families that they throw their sons out or the daughters out when they say they are HIV positive. We have so many mothers that they hide this disease still because they don't want to create problems for their kids or husband or anybody else. For many women, if they find out if she has HIV, if she's HIV positive, she automatically becomes, oh, I'm sure she was a whore. In my Stray Brothers, I'm gay, by the way, because you know already, in my Stray Brothers, the stigma is, once again, in different way, is that, oh, I'm sure he was playing around with guys or something like that. Oh, he's gay. So there's so much stigma around in all these things. So help me. Get to know me, get to know someone, ask questions. But don't forget that we exist. HIV long-term survivors, I'll keep saying surviving still, because the epidemic hasn't ended. And not because we're taking one pill now most of the times for HIV. It means that all these survivors are still dealing with so many issues. In my case, I live with chronic pain because I'm also a cancer survivor of 9 years. And chemo saved me from the cancer, but it screwed me up in different ways. There are the mental issues and the physical aspects of it. It has been known by now that an HIV positive person living with HIV for a long time, we are from 10 to 15 years older than the average, normal, whatever you want to call it in that way, negative, HIV negative person. Or you can also say that we have more comorbidities, meaning we have more diseases and health problems than the average HIV negative person. I know, it's a lot of information, a lot of things to think about. But ask questions, ask me. We are advocates and activists trying to at least, even in our own HIV community, you want to call it that way, that we are not forgotten. Again, we don't want to be a doer, but recognize that people that were in, I know the right words to say, but that they had the encounter with HIV before 1996, that it was when the new medicines came out. That's the easiest way for many people to understand. New medicines came out, that it was the cocktail of medicines that they help us to live a better life because they were a lot easier for our bodies. But many people, we were the guinea pigs for these new generations. I guess I just want to leave you that is not even only about us, people growing older, these older people, these HIV older people. We're going to be having better doors, open doors, better options for all the rest of the generations coming behind to grow older with dignity. That's it. But we do need resources. We need society to know that we are here, that we exist. And again, helping us, we will help all this HIV community. And if everybody gets to undetectable levels, then we can also end this epidemic. It's not just about people taking PrEP. It's about taking all these people to undetectable levels. But again, the best thing will be to eliminate the stigma. It's okay to touch me, to touch someone, to love someone, to accept someone in our families, to be there in many ways, because we have so much to offer and our own time, ways, whatever, because we might be only able to maybe do work from home or something at certain times or whatever it is. but we're here. We have value in our heads, bodies, everything. And also, again, that everybody in the world, can be not afraid that if you go to have sex with someone, that HIV might come out. Yes, we have to eliminate this from our existence in many ways. We have to end the pandemic, the epidemic, in the whole world, not just in one city or a town. The world is connected. So to end the pandemic, we have to talk to the world. We have to know that these people, us HIV long-term survivors, exist. We have to have more intergenerational communication between the newly infected people, the youth, and the elders of our tribe, including me. January 6th, I will be 60 years old. And I'm very thankful to be here. And I'm very thankful to all my angels that they are gone already and the ones here. So reach out. Happy New Year. There's so much more to talk. But this is hopefully the first of these talks with the world. Jesus Guillen, Happy New Year in this almost midnight of 2019. I hope 2020 is a wonderful year for you. And talk to me. Love.